I'll hit mute until 8 though. Okay. Hello. Oh, I've done it already.
Oh,
Welcome.
hiya.
Welcome. Week 5. Week 5 already. This is going to be fun. Love maps. Some great feedback we thought we'd share with you.
We had somebody say, you two are a very relaxed, calm, happy, and lovely couple. I hope you continue after the 6 weeks. Thank you for that. We had a couple of comments about our matching clothes, which was unintentional. So we've mixed it. Actually, I don't have a red checkered top, otherwise I probably would have worn one. Who else was it? We had somebody say they loved it and they were watching with some popcorn. But they didn't get to eat it because they were just so enthralled by our acronyms. So I'm glad that, you've been entertained by those. Anybody else?
Yeah, and you've mentioned the shirts, haven't you? Yes.
Else that they don't know what they're going to do on Monday nights without us.
Yes.
So yeah, lots of lovely feedback. Thank you. It really means a lot. Helps get me back here.
Yes.
each week.
Yes. So, and we love this series. We've approached some of the big name series and movie providers, but they've said we've just not enough drama, which is a good thing. We don't want drama in our home. So I'm Ben. This is the first time you're tuning in, and I've been coaching for 11 years. I literally don't want to or can't imagine doing anything else. I do like building and refurbishing tables as a bit of a hobby. Love that. The whole giving people a place to gather around the table and to exchange food, love, share that time. Don't know, when I bought my first house, that was the thing I was looking forward to more than anything else, was building the table for it. So yes,
I enjoy that too. Every time Ben refurbished one, I say, oh, I want that one. So we end up with a new table all the time. Of course, I get my own way. I'm Kerry. I am I don't like saying the creative person because I don't think I'm that creative, but with words, I think I'm creative. So I am in control of the content for all that we do. So this week I've been redoing our website, which we haven't looked at for a long time, and took a look, and it was pretty bad. So but yeah, I've been studying copywriting and online PR and all that kind of thing, which I've loved during lockdown. So I'm implementing all of that, which is loads of fun.
And it was something you sort of let before you became a mum. That was this sort of field of expertise you were in, wasn't it? But you've just been really getting up to speed with what the market demands. And
I just recently, I remember saying to somebody, I feel very irrelevant all of a sudden because I haven't kind of been in that field for such a long time. But it's amazing what you can learn and pick up and just reading 5 or 6 books.
Yeah.
It's great. So yeah.
And I want to say I'm creative with people. I'm just not creative with the content of the marketing. And I love being with people.
Yeah,
Don't I? So
yes.
that's where I come to life. So
Yeah.
that's us in a nutshell. The value of this course far and away above the 149 that this is worth. We've invested thousands of hours in our own learning and application and spent a small fortune to get it. And we're condensing that into this course for you. It always reminds me of a story about the woman who approached Pablo Picasso in a restaurant and asked him to scribble something on a napkin and said she would be happy to pay whatever he felt it was worth. Picasso complied and then said that would be $10,000. He wouldn't have said it in a Bristolian English accent. She says, "But you did that in 30 seconds, the astonished woman replied. "No, it has taken me more than 40 years to learn how to do that." So that's what we're condensing for you guys. We're delighted to bring you Love during lockdown week 4 and week 5. This is the comment here. Teamwork makes the dream work. Just reflection. And if the dream ain't a living, then the team ain't a working. Not creative. Have we got the boy and the horse and the mole and the fox?
Are we doing that now?
Yeah, we haven't scheduled that, I don't think. So it's on love, isn't it, tonight?
Yeah, we've got a nice little quote for you today from, can we get it on that?
Yeah.
Ta-da. This book. Sometimes I worry you'll all realize I'm ordinary, said the boy. Love doesn't need you to be extraordinary, said the mole.
And we love that because the simple things applied well. It doesn't take rocket science to love your partner effectively. And so to be extraordinary, you just apply the simple. That's all you do consistently. Disclaimer, I'm a professional coach. We're making suggestions here. We're expanding, teaching our experience and opinion of what works for us. And it should not replace therapy or any medical condition you may have. You are free to come and go as you please. And we have some company with us tonight. Last week, we talked about teamwork and working together in all aspects of life. And this week, we're talking about getting to know one another better. It's a beautiful subject we're extremely passionate about. Tonight's roadmap, what is love? What is a love map? And we're going to find out how well you know each other. We've got a bit of fun for you, so a bit of interactivity. Story time.
This is quite a hard one to read, actually. An old Hasidic Rabbi Levi Yitzhak of Berdichev in the Ukraine.
Can you say that again? Because I think it flashed. It wasn't recording.
The whole thing. An old Hasidic Rabbi Levi Yitzhak of Berdichev in the Ukraine used to say that he discovered the meaning of love from a drunken peasant. Entering a tavern in the Polish countryside, he saw two peasants at a table, both gloriously in their cups. Each was protesting how much he loved the other. When Ivan said to Peter, "Peter, tell me what hurts me." Bleary-eyed Peter looked at Ivan. "How do I know what hurts you?" Ivan's answer was swift. "If you don't know what hurts me, how can you say you love me?" And that is from Brennan Manning's book, The Lion and the Lamb.
I love that story. I love Brennan Manning. He's one of my personal heroes.
Do you love how I tell it?
I thought...
Thank you.
We have to be able to understand what prevents us from feeling loved by our partners in as much as what makes us feel loved. And it's a combination of both of those. It's not separate. It's all very well and good being able to generically apply some principles, but you have to have the appreciation and awareness of how someone is going to receive, respond, react, particularly when they aren't feeling happy and bubbly and in a good place. So the final learning is drinking in a Polish tavern sounds like a lot of fun.
We should do that one time.
Especially if you meet rabbis by the name of Levi Yitzhak of Berdichev. What is a love map? Everyone has fun finding buried treasure and watching movies about buried treasure. Like the fun is really in the journey towards or following the treasure map that's pulled out of an old bottle washed up on the beach. And as you unravel it, you see your route through to the buried treasure. But it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And love maps are different than a treasure map because the location of the treasure, or at least the route we have to go through to find it, changes. And sometimes, men, it can change on a daily basis. And once we figure out where to find the treasure, literally the very next day it can change. If you're hoping to turn your wife into a brainless emotional drone, I have an affiliate link to buymyrobotwife.com and I can get you at least 20% discount. But the truth is, even though we would like some more understanding to be able to love and treat our wives well and meet them where they're at and create more intimacy in some cases, we don't want emotionless brain dead drones. Even the most numbskull of us men, me included, actually want a relationship. Believe it or not, we do. And not only does the partner have to be able to choose for themselves, but uncertainty, otherwise known as not knowing, also has to be a premium item to keep us interested and engaged. I just can't imagine how dull it is for Kerry to know that I'm always up for it. There isn't a doubt in her mind, yet she still finds it exciting, don't you?
Yes, nice.
Sometimes I pretend I'm not in the mood and the conversation will be on something completely different. We might be talking about a week plan, and I would just say casually, it's not going to happen tonight, I'm sorry. And Kerry is literally trying not to spit her tea all over the carpet tiled floor we have. And Kerry says, yeah, it absolutely would if I wanted to. And it's just a kind of joke we have. So sometimes I mix it up with no, but it lasts a few minutes. Anyway, a love map is an implicit understanding of some of the following, but not an exhaustive list. So what is a love map? What are your partner's likes and dislikes? I'm talking right across the board here, inside and outside of the bedroom, food, dance, art, movies, drinks, jokes, driving preferences, etc., etc. The whole thing, the whole 9 yards, if you like. You have to know about everything. And the wonderful part about relationship is Kerry doesn't know absolutely everything about herself. So I really enjoy that journey of exploration. And you have to understand, if you want to understand their love map, how often they like being listened to, the frequency, the intensity. Being aware of your partner's current state to be able to love them and leave them alone, not love them and leave them in that sense, love them and then leave them alone accordingly, according to how they are feeling, knowing when to let them work it out and when to intervene. Are they, from the very popular 5 love languages from Gary Chapman, are they physical touch, words of affirmation, are they time, gifts, or acts of service? That's actually a really useful book. I don't know if we've got a book recommendation this week, but it's actually quite a fun read and it will teach you a thing or two about your partner. It doesn't explain everything because we only have tendencies towards some. But to be fair, all 5 really have to be included. Your lowest on that list is physical touch, isn't it? And the highest on mine is physical touch. That doesn't mean Kerry never, ever wants physical touch. And in fact, she still needs it, although she doesn't really want it. But it's very important that I understand when that time is appropriate and when not. Again, the light is green to touch me at any time.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not a reminder, but just saying. So we have to know what family members to invite over and those to never invite over. What conversations they like to have, when those topics change, and how to contribute without taking over. That's just quite a short list of what it means to understand a love map. It basically understanding your partner and what helps them feel loved and appreciated, cared for, and your number one priority.
So we've got an exercise for you. grab your pen and paper as always. What drew you to each other in the first place is the question. What was it about them? Was it, oh, he'll do? Or was it, was it a physical attraction? Or what was it?
So what was it? What one thing can you list that?
But what I thought when I met you, your confidence.
Confidence.
Definitely. Yeah.
Confidence I projected and pretended to have.
Yeah, but you absolutely.
It worked.
Yeah.
I embodied that.
It.
Nailed it.
Yeah. What about you, Finley?
Yeah, definitely. I knew I wanted to be around you.
Yeah, that's how I felt with you.
I didn't want to be around anyone else. I just wanted to be around you.
Yeah, same. What drew you to each other in the first place? Get in touch with those feelings. We're going to give you 4 minutes to write a list of the reasons, even if they're practical, why you chose each other. You can share this at the end of tonight's session. Do not say things like you used to, or make this a what the hell happened to us kind of session. It's simply a reflection of what those wonderful feelings were or are.
3.5 minutes from now.
Oh. Okay, cool. Hope you enjoyed that. So the term love maps actually comes from the book, The 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work by John Gottman, which we highly recommend. It's our understanding of one another. Gottman asks, if you don't really know someone, how can you truly love them? Ben and I have a fairly good understanding of each other's love maps. We started our relationship as professionals. Ben was my first client. £150.
Got a bar again. You filled a room of people, didn't you?
But I think I loved you straight away.
You did. I took advantage of that.
And then we became friends, really good friends, before we entered into a relationship. And I think that friendship really gave us a good, strong foundation because we got to know each other really well. And we spent a lot of time together. You used to call me all the time on the phone.
Yeah, you were probably the first woman in my life that I'd ever valued so much that I wanted nothing else but to be your best friend and spend all of my time with you.
Okay.
Rather than, despite the financial transaction, rather than just take advantage of you and be done.
Yeah. Now we know each other intimately. I know Ben's fears, dreams, the very specific way he drinks his tea. I know his past, even the darkest parts. I know when he's empty and can usually work out why pretty quickly. I know when he needs to take a break before he does. And this knowledge creates intimacy. Understanding each other out of the bedroom helps a ton inside of the bedroom. What we must never do is assume that what we know now is how we are forever. So who we were when we met, for example, is very different from who we are right now, especially Ben. And hands up, ladies and men, who changed when you become a parent? I know I did in massive ways. I was one of those people who knew everything about how I would continue to be whilst I was just pregnant. I was going to take just 3 months off and then get back to work. We were never going to do a dummy because they're ugly.
Mm.
We were going to be parent-led parents and all that rubbish. And it just all went to pot. And it changed me as a person as well. My personality pretty much transformed, as well as my physical body and emotional needs. So we have to be prepared for change. We have to be ready for one another's changes. Who you know now isn't going to be who you know tomorrow or next month or next year.
Yeah, a lot of our Eckhart Tolle would say that almost all of our suffering comes from our resistance and fighting of that change. It's an absolute guarantee that stuff will change, and so our innate suffering comes from fighting that. It doesn't mean that we don't get to choose, but life is in a constant state of flux or a constant state of change. So.
And how cool is that? We get to
Great.
continue to know in our partner. It's not a tick box. It's not a to-do thing. It's a continual evolving journey. I love that.
Other changes we've gone through: 6 house moves. 6. We've only been married 8 years in September, haven't we?
Yeah, we love a house move.
Yeah, we did love.
No, we do. We've already got our next one lined up.
Gonna build an Earth ship. We had 3 children. We've had embarrassing health concerns, both of us. We've had incontinence, postnatal depression, a huge financial loss, a back-breaking financial loss, business mistakes and collapses, friendship breakdowns, and mega clingy family. What got us through all of these was not only a great understanding of each other's love map, in other words, a deep understanding of one another, but also a willingness to continue to get to know each other. And guess what? If you don't know the map, men, you can ask for it. You can just ask, what does this mean? What I don't understand when you said this. Can you speak to me like I'm 5? You literally just ask your wife to teach you what the map looks like. How does that feel if, as a husband or partner, you were asked to be that clear about how to love you better? Is that something you would welcome, or is that something you reject?
It's something you've asked me actually lots of times.
Yeah.
So it's always welcomed. Yeah.
Okay. So what does I love you mean to you? What is love? Oh, baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. That's a quote from Hathaway. That's what he thinks love is. Don't hurt me. It's actually in line with the Brennan Manning quote. How do you know what makes me feel loved if you don't know what hurts me? Hathaway, genius. We say I love you, and that can mean a whole bunch of things to different people. I'm pretty sure we could survey all of the 600 plus viewers who have watched our videos, and I know that pretty much each one unequivocally would have a different answer to what does I love you, or what does love mean. Does I love you mean I understand you? Does it mean I have a feeling of love towards you? Does it mean I like how you make me feel? Please keep doing it. Does it mean I hope these words will make you love me in return? So I'm using them as bait and a trap. As just some examples. A very high percentage of us, when we hear those words, actually say inside, I can't trust that you do. It's painful. Love can be painful. Or, well, the way you show up every day in our marriage is a complete contradiction to what you've just said. So, what do I do with that? Yeah, it's like saying I love you whilst simultaneously having your fist clenched. Most people are looking out for the next blow to the head. We won't drag childhood into this, but largely what we were taught about love was defined in childhood. Love is a verb. It's a doing word. Here are some ways. So get your pen and papers, men especially, or you can rewatch the recording, can't you, as well? But there's nothing better than learning and being an active learner. So Ways to demonstrate love to your partners. We got a list of some here. You're going to just say, yeah, we know that now, Ben. And the first one, expressing your gratitude and appreciation. You cannot do that enough. And yeah, it's as we've said in weeks gone by, it's so easy not to do. It's easier not to do than it is to do. That's the problem with it. Listening intently, helping your partner feel like they have your undivided attention, even if that time is planned and scheduled. That's enough. That's better than not having it. Even if you need to say, in 2 hours I can be with you and I'll be absolutely here, present and yours. Even if you can't do it right now, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you fix a time and show up when you say you will. Do a chore for them that they would find hard to get done today and not even mention it. Take the kids out of the house for an hour, hours, plural. Cooking their favorite meal, getting dressed up smart after a nice shower just to be with them, regardless of what they're wearing. Learn something about their favorite subjects so you can participate more fully in conversation. Tell the truth and come clean about your mistakes over the past 7 days. Where have you acted like a pig head? You really like it when I tell you I've messed up, don't you? It just it creates intimacy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That level of vulnerability of, hey, I really just spoke to you in a tone earlier that I just didn't like. This has to be done without needing your partner to respond, by the way. It's just a gift. Massage their feet. Go find her and give her a hug, or ask her if she wants one. Don't
just assume.
Don't just take one. Let her know how beautiful she is via text or email. Arrange a meal or a coffee for her and her best friend. Sit and watch. I'll say this slowly. Sit and watch a whole rugby or football match and be supportive of the team your partner supports without asking any questions or making comments about how hot the players are.
Do that.
Instigate coaching for yourself, men. Get some support to work on your stuff. I'll put a more offensive term there, but I wouldn't use it. And Kerry added this one.
Oh, men, to offer to watch a romantic movie or a movie of your wife's choice. I always feel really loved when Ben says, Kerry, you can pick a romantic movie for tonight. I just love them. And it's nice to watch them with someone because I tend to watch them when Ben's not around.
Yeah, some of them are just an absolute no because they're so bad, particularly the Christmas romances.
There are no bad romances.
But largely, if you ask me to watch one, I would or offer to watch one. It's a gift. And don't count score. My gosh. Don't go through this list, tick them all off, and then just be sat there waiting to get what you want from your partner. I'm speaking directly to men here. Love is its own reward. So on a selfish note about that, it sounds delightful to talk about our partner's loves maps. So I used to speak in Bristol. My partner's loves maps. It's literally how I used to. But some of us find it very difficult to do that and instead sit in the, well, what about my love maps? You don't understand those, so why should I get to know yours? Yes, that is a valid point, but someone has to be the first to bring love, you know? Someone has to go and get the shopping. Someone has to dial it in. Someone has to order it online to get the shopping brought. Someone has to do that. And to bring the love and understanding you both need. So if it does happen to be you, I can promise you, yes, I said the word promise, that you will feel more of the benefit of bringing that love than your partner does. It will strengthen you. And the caveat is that if you demand they respond, I'll start that sentence again. The caveat to that gift is if you demand that they respond or expect something, some sort of appreciation in return, just as an example, the results of the love you've given dissolve into nothingness. We're talking about unconditional gift here. The objective is to give love for the sake of giving the gift. It's his own reward. So
we have a quiz for you. It's your next exercise. So pen and paper. This is a getting to know one another. So it should be fun. I'm going to read a series of questions and you need to answer truthfully, true or false. And we're going to see how well that you know each other. Okay, if you are ready. Question 1. I can name my partner's best friend. And Ben's added, without criticizing them or laughing at them if they don't have one. I do that. Number 2, I can tell you 2 names of people that irritate my partner. Don't put me, just true or false. I can tell you, number 3, I can tell you what my partner's dream job is. Number 4, I can list the relatives my partner never wants to see again. Number 5, I can list the relatives my partner enjoys spending time with. 6, I know my partner's top 2 favorite movies. 7, my spouse understands what keeps me awake at night. 8, I can tell you the most stressful thing that happened in my partner's childhood. 9, I know my partner's favorite piece of music. 10, I know when my partner wants to retire. 11, I know what my partner will do with their time when they retire. I know the first thing my partner would buy if they won the lottery. I frequently ask my partner about their day more than 3 times per week. My partner knows me fairly well. My partner knows what I find hard about parenting. I know my partner's favorite time to have sex. If we have a free evening, I know exactly how my partner would like to spend it. I can explain my partner's basic outlook on life. I can accurately guess what is bothering my partner when they are in a bad place. And finally, I know what to do when my partner is in a bad place. Hopefully that wasn't too fast. It was a quick fire round quiz. How did you do? Why is it important to know each other so deeply? Firstly, Ben, thank you. Because getting to know each other is fun, or it should be. Because if we know each other deeply, then we'll be better prepared for life's trials, and they will come. You've probably had your fair share already, and if you're both here listening to this, then well done. Surviving trials together isn't easy. The third is we can better understand our partner's anger, withdrawal, sadness, and fear if we know and understand their past, their hurts, and their deep desires. And finally, the quicker we know the good and the bad about our partner, the quicker and better we can truly love them. We're often too afraid to reveal parts of ourselves or our past to our partner, not wanting to diminish the picture they have of us. But here's the thing, once we open up, be vulnerable, and share those parts that we've not shared with anyone else, then our connection grows stronger. The image they had of you will glow even brighter, and the compassion you have for yourself may well increase too.
Okay. So, should we go on to the homework now? Yeah, we wanted to keep this light because we want you guys to go and do some work actually, and we, even though all of the questions Kerry read out were quick fire yes and no, this video will be available in about, it might be up to an hour hopefully. And you can go back through those questions and you could just use them as a getting to know your partner. If you answered no to any of them, just ask them to elaborate some more and to teach you and tell you if you don't know. Kerry and I went through that last night, and some of them I just didn't know, which was a bit embarrassing. Kerry know the answers to all of mine apart from my top 2 favorite movies. But
and that's because every movie we watch, he says,
it's not every
has made it into the top 5. So it's a really hard question for me to answer. That's like Ben having the question, what's Kerry's favorite dessert? Because every time I have a dessert, I go, oh, that's my favorite dessert.
And so you can guarantee any dessert you get, Kerry, is gonna do well, unless you get lemon drizzle cake, which is pretty much the only dessert I've ever bought you.
Yeah.
Outside of a restaurant.
Worst.
And you said I didn't like lemon drizzle cake. So yeah, lesson on listening. So yes, we will let you get to that at the end of this session. We've got a little bit more homework for you. So we want you to take one another out this week. Just turn your devices off, sit down with a tipple or some apple juice, fizzy sparkling apple juice, and get to know one another. And put the kids to bed, tell the kids that you're on a date, tell them not to come down, and implement immediate consequences if they do. We do sell gaffer tape and rope to tie them up to their bedroom door if they're particularly naughty. So one of our children can hear that, so she understands that this is true. Ask about your pasts, your emotional wounds, your desires, who you wish to be, what lights you up, and what fills you with dread. And leave judgment at the door. If you would like a list of questions to ask, email Kerry and she'll happily send them over to you. It's not weird or geeky to take a printed question along to a date, honestly. Would you that would have been the sort of thing you would
These
do.
are not first dates, are they? First dates, I wouldn't turn up with questions on a first date, but I would require a bit of help, I think.
So cute. So it's not weird or geeky. Take questions to a date. Not when you're married anyway. This will be fun. More importantly, this will enable you to work better together. Bring in week 4 into this here. See, it all sews together wonderfully. Understand one another better and love one another more. So yes, a bit more of a doing week, and in fact, we have a deeper course that we're going to be offering at the end of these 6 weeks to give you even more information and access to great questions, great knowledge, to go deeper into topics like this, to discover and find the wonderful hidden secrets of your partner's love map. So we will be presenting that in the final week. And next week, we've decided to tackle some common issues rather than having a theme. So we'll be answering your questions. So already the ones that we've received from your emails or Facebook, we'll be touching on anger, intimacy, being more present, tenderness, women asking for what they want. And if you have a question or a subject you would like covered, you know what to do. Kerry at themarriagepeople.co.uk. We'd be delighted to cover it. That'd be quite fun to do some Q&A next week. To end today, because it's on maps, I've got a quote from Pirates of the Caribbean. So Captain Barbossa says, "You know, Jack," and because I'm Bristolian, it's like a bit of a pirate theme. I thought it would be fun. "You know, Jack, I thought I had you figured out, but it turns out you're a hard man to predict." Jack Sparrow says, "Me, I'm dishonest. And a dishonest man you can always trust to be dishonest. Honestly, it's the honest ones you want to watch out for, because you never know when they're going to do something incredibly stupid."
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So there you go. It's been delightful being with you guys again. We have fun every week. So we'll be looking forward to seeing you next week, and send your stuff. And we'd love some feedback as well about how you got on with this week's content and what you learned about each other. So see you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.